Hi folks, bit of a vintage unboxing today. I'm going to look at a kit that's getting rarer and rarer, but also gaining value. And I'm talking about the SAM-2 missile set from Airfix. Now this kit was only released, I believe, 3 times. And after asking the folks at Airfix and others, it will never be seen again because the tooling is now deemed lost. And I know that we had all this with the bomb bug and the buggy, but allegedly they have gone looking for this kit, and at the moment you can say it's MIA. First released back in 1973, it made an appearance again in 1974, and then the last time it was released was back in 1975, 50 years ago, and they just tinkered with the box art, and it is by Roy Cross allegedly. He did the box art for this kit. But what is the SAM-2 missile? Well, SAM obviously means surface to air missile, and it is Russian. It was originally known as the S-75, and NATO called it the SA-2 guideline missile. And it was developed at a time where Russia didn't have the capabilities of putting lots of radar equipment around, and with the bombers from America having such reach and gain, they developed this surface-to-air missile to basically knock them out the skies. This missile was a bit of a beast. It had a solid fuel booster and a storable liquid fuel upper stage section of this missile. The operational range was 28 miles. And the flight altitude was 25,000 meters. Now this thing could fly fast because the speeds it was getting was Mach 3.5, and scarily it could also be used as a nuclear missile too. They could change the head for nuclear, not just ballistic. Now this missile was transported on the back of a lorry. The missile, also known as the S-75 Divina, was pulled around by a ZIL-157 Russian truck. Now the ZIL-157 was a general purpose 2.5-ton 6x6 truck, and it was produced in the Soviet Union from 1957 right up to 1977, and then continued after the fall of the Soviet Union until 1994. It had a 5.5-litre engine and a 5-speed manual gearbox, and throughout the time of it being in production, 750,000 of these ZIL-157s were produced, and Airfix faithfully reproduced this in kit form. And I don't really know why. Maybe at the time when they decided to do it, it was big news, because this missile was used in Vietnam. So the Egyptians and the Israeli army captured a few of these and brought them back for them to look at. Maybe Airfix decided to produce it. Who knows? Anyways, now you've got a bit of the history behind this SAM-2 missile set from Airfix. Let's have a little look and see what you get inside the box. Right then, here you go. So this was the original release of this tooling. It's got the word new on it. Roy Cross box art, you can see there you've got the ZIL-157 with its trailer, which would carry the missile, and there is the launcher for it. Now, I think that the launcher was static, and that they used to just put these in position, and then what they would do is they would align the lorry at the side of it, and then the rocket would be here, but they would twist it 90 degrees so that then they could then just slide the rocket onto the launcher. And I have seen footage of it. If I find some footage, I'll put it on the video. But yeah, so this is the box art, and the edge of the box, again, they always promote themselves, so they had a Saab Viggen Series 3 there that you could buy. But for best results, use Airfix adhesive and paint numbers black M6, light brown M5, light aircraft grey M13, and buff M14. And M means matte, so these are all matte finishes, obviously. Other edge of the box, you've got the name there, the SAM-2 guideline missile, and then you've got the other models in their range. These are 1/72, I believe. Then at the top end of the box, you've got it's a Series 3 SAM missile 00 scale, so that's 1/76 scale, and there's the code for it, 03303-5, and it's the same on that side as well. And that's basically the box. Let's have a look inside. Top opening box, standard. You'll get some instructions there, which we'll have a look through. A very small decal sheet, which on this kit, unfortunately, is yellowed, and there doesn't seem to be any film on these. So I'm assuming that if I put this in water, they would just disintegrate. So I won't be able to use those decals if I intend to build this kit at a later date. You also get the if there's a problem, you can send this back, and you can put a complaint in. Nowadays we use email, obviously. And then inside you've got the parts. So let's get the parts out of the box and lay them down, and we can see what we're going to be getting. As I was editing the video, I just thought I'd ask a bit of a favour. If you are not yet a subscriber of this channel but are enjoying the content that you're seeing, will you please do me a favour and consider becoming a subscriber? It really does help the channel. All you have to do is click subscribe, and if you ring that bell, click all, you'll be notified when I release a new video. To subscribe to this channel is completely free, and if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. And quick question, if you had this kit, would you consider building it? Or are there other rare kits that you may have or you would want that you would love to build, and hopefully one day maybe see them re-release as a vintage classic in the Airfix range? Let me know in the comments box below. Anyways, that's it. Let's get back to the video. And here it is. This is the kit, and you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues. You're also getting the back end of the body of the trailer. You're getting the chassis of the ZIL 157, and there is a driver. I'll bring him up. You can just get it focused in so you can see. There's the driver there. For the age of the kit, remember it's 50 years old, that's not a bad looking driver, to be honest. He's not steering at the moment, he's changing gear, and I presume that he's pushing down hard using his hand on the accelerator, on that pedal there. He's not actually holding the steering wheel, but it is what it is. And there's the back of the driver there. He's wearing a beret, obviously. Yeah, I don't think that's pretty good for 1/76 scale or 00 scale. Right, let's move these out, and we'll go through them one by one, and we can see what we get on each part. So then, first off, I presume this is the launcher system here, and you can see, it's aged. I think this is aged well, considering you've got some raised details there on the launcher itself. I think that's where it spins. There's a plate here, and I presume that will fit on there. I've not looked at the instructions, I'm just guessing here, but the actual detail doesn't look too bad. The ejector pins seem to be hidden quite well. You can't see them, as you can see if I turn this over. There they are there, but there's none on the facials of the parts, which is a good start. Obviously they're not numbered like Sprue or Frame A or Sprue A. They're just numbered 1 to 100 parts, 120 parts, I think this is. So yeah, so you know, you can't really go by frames, but you can just see, you know, what they are. There's some detail there which looks quite nice. So yeah, they have thought about this kit, and I do like the old Airfix sprue gates, and you know, the sprue frame. You know, they got that squareness to it. It just seems a little bit more flexible, a little bit more rigid, not so flexible, not rounded. But yeah, that's quite nice. Two little parts are falling off, obviously, but you know, for the age of the kit, I don't expect anything less. Right, on this sprue here, you've got some nice leaf springs. If we get up close, we'll be able to see that properly. If we can get the camera to focus on the leaf springs. You know, 50 years ago, look at that. Some nice detail in those leaf springs, I must say. So I think this is all the parts for the Zeal and its trailer. And you've got some wheels there, tyres, one-piece ones, it looks like. What have you got there? So what would it be? It'll be eight wheels, wouldn't it? Yeah, because there'll be. So the way it would work, you'd have the 6 on the front on the Zeal itself, and then on the trailer you would have 2 wheels at the back. Let's see, got some spares in there as well for the spare wheel, but I can't see that. And then you can see that, you see the hubs there, so with some detail on, a little tiny bit of flash on there. You can see you've got the hubs there. What's on the other side of that? You know, some more hubs. Yeah, let's tidy that. Detail, it's all in the detail, in it. And as I said, 50 years ago, that's not looking too bad at all. Right here, you've got the cab for the Zeal 157, and there's the roof for the cab there. Presuming that's the seat. I'm just trying to work out how. That's the back end, I guess. Would that go on top like that? I'm assuming. Just working things out. Just see what the fit is like. That's all. If we were going to, yeah. That's the wrong way round. Obviously, I know it's the wrong way round. If I do that, no, I can't do it. Just want to take it off the sprue, really. But I'm assuming. Did it go that way? Just trying to work out how it would go. Let's look at the instructions and see. But yeah, this is the top. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, inside, there's no detail inside the cab, obviously. There is a little steering wheel there. They look like springs to me. You've got some headlamps there. You know, there's the roof. So there's no glass in this kit either. So you're going to have to make your own glass up, which wouldn't be too difficult. But there you've got the transmission there. As I said, I think it's a pretty sophisticated kit for the 1970s. You know, 50 years ago. You've got the bonnet there on the front, so you've got the bull nose on the front of the Zeal, and you will have. So yeah, you got that grille there. You know, it's nothing fancy. As I said, you know, but so for the detail of it, it's pretty good. Now we're on to the missile itself, the Divina, and again, you've got the 2-stage there, some detail there to look at. Now, I was watching a video on this, and you know, they manually fitted the fins on here. They weren't all in position. So, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to fit on that one. I think there should be some smaller ones at the front, which I'm assuming are these little ones here, there. Because basically there was, I think there was some here, some there, some there, and some there. It was like, it was all thinned out. But yeah, nice. And I'm assuming that is the holder there for the missile. Cool. Right, just quickly let's look at the trailer. As I was saying, I think there's a part that slots on there so you could fit the missile on top, and then it would spin around, and then they would basically push it onto the launcher, which would be here, and up it would go. I don't know whether they would, if it was like if they had. I think the launchers were all in one position, and then they would just pull the missile up to it when they needed it. There was no way of transporting the missile launcher around. They would just transport the missiles around. You couldn't fire it from the trailer. You had to fire it from that missile launcher. So there you go. There's the trailer. Got some detail there. And finally, the chassis of the Zil. Very nice. Impressive. Right then, now for the important instructions, which looks like a two-part. I'm going to fold it here just for now, so you can get a good glimpse of the front page. Guideline is the NATO code for the Soviet-designed SA-2 V750VK anti-aircraft missile, which is standard equipment with the Soviet bloc countries and operational in North Vietnam. Operational in North Vietnam, the United Arab Republic, Cuba, Indonesia, and Iraq. Land transportable on a Zil 157 8-wheeled articulated truck. Well, it's a 6-wheeler, but they have the trailer makes it an 8-wheeler, obviously. So yeah, some information there. General instructions and cement. Do not cement. That's it. Just 2 things. 3 vehicles are included in this kit: the truck, the trailer, and launcher. The rocket can be placed either on the launcher with wheels, section 10, removed as on site, section 12A, or carried on trailer behind tractor. Parts 74 and 75 should be swiveled outwards if rocket launcher is modelled as on site. In tow position, parts 74 and 75 should be shown in section 10. So some special instructions there. Right, let's have a look at the build. So looks like you're getting 12 steps to this. So obviously you are starting off with the chassis and the body there, with some leaf springs, building up the axles for the rear, and then the axles, wheels, and hub for the front. A spring there to go in the front there. Then you're putting down the driver's seat. So I thought they were seats actually, so that's my mistake. So driver's seats, there's like some storage boxes there. There's your cone there, or your 5th wheel as they call that. Toolbox, and it all fits down on top of the body there. Building up the cab now. There's your dashboard, your steering wheel. Got some headlights at the front. There's your nose, radiator, your front. They call it bull nose, don't they? Call these a bull nose cab, I think they call that. Goes on top. And then, it does look like you've got some spare wheels, tyres that go on the back there, and I'm presuming they are clamps for those wheels. Just saying. Right, moving on, section 7, you're building up the trailer at the back. So you've got some sort of tank there with some hoses. You've got the missile holder to go on, some ladders to go on. You've got a bit of an A-frame there. That's all to be fitted. You've got, I presume that's a safety rail to go on the side of the trailer there. So that's number 7 done. And then on to 8, you're building up the rear axle, leaf springs, and it looks like you've got some more wheels there, some legs there, trailer legs and wheels to go underneath. Right, section 9 now, you've got this here, you build up the axles, do not glue these in position. You've got the stabilizers, the legs on the side, A-frame there, so you're building the launch system up. Again, all this here, this should swivel if you want it to swivel. Then building up the actual launcher itself for the top. And then part 12, you're building up the missile. Quite a few bits there for you to invest yourself into. And there it's showing you there where you can have it on the trailer or on the launch pad itself. And there you go, you've got 2 options there. I don't think that would be pulled behind. If anybody knows, let me put it in the comments, because I'm not too sure if that could be pulled from behind, or these are just put in position with using another vehicle, and this comes along, that will spin, and this will spin as well, and then that would then shifty onto that launcher system. And there's the colours you need: buff, black, and light aircraft grey. And it tells you here quite clearly that the black is the tyres, steering wheel, rocket exhaust. The buff is the tractor, trailer and launcher overall. The light aircraft grey is the rocket overall, and the light brown will be used for the driver. So there you go, there's the instructions for that kit. Right then, pricing is all over the shop. eBay, and I'm looking at eBay in particular because I think it's a generalized platform where a lot of scale modelers do go to find rare kits that they wish to purchase and build. Now, looking on listings available now, and I'm saying now, okay, there's some there for £94, £92. There's one at £52.72, and there's one which is the first edition, which I don't think it is because it hasn't got new on the box. The original one had new because it was a new release, obviously, and they want £133 for it. So listings, half that price, okay, at the moment. One bid went for £45, there was £47, one went at £29.99, £42.31, £30, but the box looks a bit shagged on that one. And there was one that went for £15.28, but I think there was parts missing. And there was also one at £10 for spares. So 50 quid, lower sort of end, 40 quid if you're lucky on bids, going up as far as 133. If you want to go and buy one tomorrow and you're desperate for it, you're willing to wait for it to come from Belgium, £133. But presuming Belgium, if that's the going rate for them over there, you know, it's easier to get them from Belgium than it is, you know, to the UK or to America. That's the sort of price they're going for. Bit of a roundup, really. It is a lovely kit. You know, you can't deny 50 years ago when they tooled this with the equipment they had back in the day, you know, there wasn't any CAD. This was all done old school. I think they got the detail just about right. And I can see the appeal of wanting to build a kit like this. And unfortunately, as I've asked the question twice now. I asked Dale if they did have it, and he said no, it's one tooling that has been known to be missing for quite some time. If they find it again, and hopefully they will, it would be a really good thing to have in their vintage classic range. But other than that, if you do want to buy this kit and build your own SAM-2 missile set, you're going to have to fork out a few notes for it. Again, for me, I've finally got one now, and I'm unsure whether to build it or not. I like it. I think it's a lovely looking tool, and it's something that will stay on my bench for now, unless somebody wants to offer me good money for it, like everything. But it's something that I can see myself building on a winter's night or winter's week. It's cold, miserable, and it's a real easy scheme. You know, was it one color for the vehicles and the trailer, one color for the missile itself, and one color for the driver? There you go. What's your thoughts on these kind of kits? Is it a kit that you would go out and buy and then build, or something that you would like to collect? Are you a collector of these sorts of vintage classic kits? Please let me know in the comments box below. And that's it from me. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when I release a new video. To subscribe to this channel is completely free. Huge shout out goes to my channel members who help me financially with this channel. If you'd like to become a channel member, click join below and select which membership tier you so wish. We have a live stream once a week where we work on our benches, discuss technique, discuss what's happening in the scale model world as a whole, and just have a bit of banter and a bit of a laugh. So if you want to become a channel member, do please click join below. In one of the four corners will be a playlist or a video of other content on my channel. Please feel free to go and watch that. And until the next video, I'll see you soon. Take care. Ta-da now.